Welcome to Discover Crypto, the blockchain basement, folks. It's been a heck of a rough ride over the last 24 hours in crypto, but we've got some news bubbling on the underside that might make things that much worse. We're going to be digging into this information, a look at Wall Street and crypto treasury companies' investigations from the SEC, maybe bad news for the extra juice in the altcoin market that we were looking for. Holy God, we got a lot going on. Bitcoin crash report. Obviously, we have to look at what the whales are doing, how the general market is responding to the Bitcoin pullback, and where the strength is. We're going to look at the major alt sell-off, but within this, I mean, we have Pump Fund pulling back by 30%. We have what happened to Graphane. Finally, we're going to be able to find out what the heck happened to Graphane, the project that took Isaac's hopes and dreams and squashed them into a bag of drift where he ended up pumping out of it and actually doing okay. But we're going to take a look at that and a massive, massive rollout on surveillance state CBDC systems happening outside of the US for now. But we know where there's smoke, there's fire. Things could get really weird with these new rollouts from China and the United Kingdom. It looks like it's about to get ugly here. So let's get into all the news. Make sure you guys are following me, especially on the Arena. I have a link down the description where you can come find me on the Arena and find this live show here, the Drew and Malik Live. Okay, I repost every single one of these shows. These are pre-main show announcements, right? So this is me and Matthew Malik live on the Arena. Right now, there's about 170 people watching us on there. Shout out to you, and thanks for supporting us here as well. Now, the thing about it is, the next 10 people that I see from the OG blockchain basement that make it in here, they're actually going to get $5 of the Arena token literally gifted to them for free. It is a very fun way to view social media. It's kind of like a Twitter, but on top of Avalanche, right? You get your own wallet. You can explore all the different, new tokens, new users, and each profile actually is, traded in what they call tickets. So kind of a cool economy. Go check it out. And the first 10 people get a little bit of free crypto, which is never a bad thing, especially with the market being down the way it is right now. Now, got to say hello to everybody out here. We got Philly, Jagger. Oh, you're listening to an ad. Sad. DeFi crypto airdrops. Good morning, my man. Dadbod Hustle. Dadbod Hustle. Where is the? That is the name. Sir. Dadbod Hustle. Epic. Tex-Mex, Biomex. Good to see you, man. Dingo, Actual, and all the other peeps up there. Kryptoni, Papa Gooth. Now let's look at the markets here. It's not been great. Okay. Ethereum, thankfully, up 1.3%. Now let's go to here. So the main gainer is Plasma, secondary gainer, Aether, and then Aster, and then MYX Finance. Now, with the market conditions the way that they are and the blue chips basically being bludgeoned, while these new hot products on the market are putting up some pretty decent gains in their rebounds, I decided to do something a little bit frisky before we got live here on the show today and ended up being a little bit unhinged. So what I did is I got into a long on this ridiculous MYX project. Basically just took the concept of longing crime, shorting utility. For the time being, utility is in a correction. But actually, this thing looks like it's trying to correct to the downside on me right now. So I'll let you guys decide. You guys make the call. Okay, you guys make the call. We are up 275%. Easy grab, small amount of exposure, fun, a little bit of fun and high leverage there. You guys let me know if I should close that or not. Close or not. Let's put a poll in here. Close MYX long. Right? That's the question. That's the question at hand. And I'm feeling good. I know that there's a lot of people that are in shock and awe of the pullback, right? But these types of pullbacks are what create the exciting entry points, and then we see major moves to the upside in general bull markets afterwards. But Bitcoin, it's no lie, is fighting for its right to party. It's lacking buoyancy on this fall down to $108,600. So where this is right now, I'm not like, oh, we are just setting up to send it right back once again. Yet I want that to be the case in my heart, but it just looks like a ball that hit the ground and doesn't have any buoyancy in it currently. It doesn't mean that it can't get it over the course of this weekend with the chaos. And with that chaos, we know liquidations are going to get crazy. So let's actually go hop on over to liquidation heat map and see where that larger term kind of 3-day liquidity is sitting. Very flat, very cut on the 3-day there. Let's see here. And on the week, what a range too that we're looking at here from the washout from previous all-time highs. A pretty good chunk there of longs, right? Seems like longs are trying to pile up. I'm not 100% sold that this is the immediate bounce back, but I am indeed long on just a couple of the newer products that, or projects, maybe not even products that have the limelight. They have the juice, they have the volume. That's where I go to for trading. Now we got to look into this plasma project. Needs to be a mention during the show. I don't know if I want to do it so quick in the show though, but this is a new product backed by Tether, very focused in on stablecoin ecosystem. So what I want to do is actually look at the revenue model behind it and see if it has good long-term longevity. If it's something that maybe just came out overnight, because we got to be careful, right? We got to be careful. The new products will be coming out all the time. And I just like to see a bit of data behind it, a little bit of solid revenue plans and mechanisms within it to actually, make that happen. And also, I got to give this a shout out. I'm excited to start this next week. We're going to be hopping into Breakout Prop. I got the link in our description, and we got a disco discount code disco. This is actually pretty fun though, because this is where you can essentially set up a trading account. You have to take a test. You have to take the test, pay an upfront fee, and this upfront fee can range if you want access to a $5,000 trading account. The upfront fee is $66, right around there. You pass the test, then you get an upgraded to funded account, and then you stick to that same stop loss limit, and you withdraw your trading profits on demand the same day. If you fail, you only lose your test fee, right? Not your own capital. Restart anytime by taking the new test. And I think having these parameters around us, if you're wanting to learn how to trade, using up to 5x leverage is definitely a better place to begin. I would say that. I get asked about it a lot. And oftentimes I see people new to the exchange, they just go all the way to the right with the leverage bar, and then they end up with a 100x position that's gone in the blink of an eye, and they never come back. I think I think coming in with 5x leverage is a much more reasonable approach to learning how to get involved. So if you want, click the link in our description. We have that. Now, I wanted to check out all of this stuff going on with the SEC looking at treasuries of crypto being built out on Wall Street. What is the problem? Why is there an issue here? Well, digital asset treasury companies under SEC and FINRA scrutiny now, and the allegations are possible insider trading, right? According to the Wall Street Journal, U.S. regulators have opened an investigation into suspicious stock movements that preceded cryptocurrency purchases by these publicly traded companies. The SEC and FINRA are examining 200 different digital asset treasury companies, or what they call DATs, new term, new slang, but it's what they're calling them on the streets, to identify unusual trading patterns. So they're looking at over 200 companies. They're not solidifying, yes, this amount of this 200 companies committed crime, but they are under scrutiny now. And, with this, we have to kind of look at the overscope. There's been a lot of hype, a lot of excitement about crypto treasury companies. Me, guilty as charged, excited to see, I think it was, it's not Cantor, but a few other companies buying Chainlink and building it in their reserve alongside Chainlink, the actual organization. So seeing those things, I'm like, man, we have just even more bullish catalyst for this market to pull us all the way into 2026 and Beyonce, and I'm never going to have to worry about coming down again. It doesn't quite seem that that's the case. Doesn't seem like that's the case. Crypto treasury companies explain strategy, Bitmine, Marathon, and more. And we all know kind of the overscope, right? The main thing is that vast majority of these already well-known treasury companies, they're in Bitcoin. Some of the underdogs or some of the smaller companies are getting into Ethereum, they're getting into Solana, they're getting into Chainlink, things of that nature. But a black eye from the SEC about insider trading being found at even a handful of these companies that especially started off with the Solana, right? With the smaller market cap projects rather than Bitcoin. If they find themselves under the watchful and scrupulous eye of the SEC, and there is something found that was done wrong, it could really set the different tone for a little bit of apprehension, right? A little bit of apprehension. Hopefully that's not the case, but it's what's going down right now. And along with that, going down, this is a great note about Bitcoin going down $10,000 in a week. Many altcoins are down 30% or more, but at least we were all taking profit along the way. Am I right? Am I right? Everyone? Everyone taking profits out there? Hopefully you're actively taking profits in this crypto market. As you can see, it is very, very volatile. What goes up must come down. And we see the great pumps to the upside. Oh God, Crypto Stevo. Hold on. Wait a minute. Sir.
You are banned!
God. Where is this comment? I'm making him proud here. I'm making him proud. I'm doing my part. Doing my part. Do your part for Isaac today. Now, let's look at this. We have so much bear posting going on X. I kind of want to enjoy a little bit of it. It's from Mert. If you're still holding crypto here, you've lost the plot. It's over. Prices went down. What goes up must eventually come down, and what goes down will stay down. I gotta get the Isaac goes down thing off the. Hold on. This is ridiculous. So what goes down just stays down, right? Not all of them. And, a vast majority of what's down right now into the next bear market, let's say, sure, a lot of those would disappear. But there's a good handful of altcoins out there in the top 10, in the top 20 that are going to continue operating and existing into the next bull market after this. This guy's saying this is basic physics. What goes down just stays down, totally contradicting actual physics. Newton speaks to this. You think your shitcoin is stronger than the laws of nature? And then we scroll down. If you're still growing hair here, you've lost the plot. Talking to the Baldy. And you know what? Bald is beautiful, but shots fired. It's over. The hair fell out. What grows up must eventually fall out. And what goes bald will stay bald. Basic biology. Darwin speaks of this. I think your follicle is stronger than the laws of biology. Psh, get out of here. So a little bit of tit for tat in there, and touche. Leo, is that the Leo? The UK, putting up the UK flag. That place is getting sketchy. We got some not so great CBDC information coming out about the UK, or really the European Union in general. That my heart goes out to my brothers out there in the UK, but glad we won 1776. Not sorry about that. Never will be. Now we have to move on, right, to Peter Schiff. He is just dancing. He is just dancing right now. Peter Schiff says that silver has outperformed Bitcoin since his latest post, urging Bitcoin holders to sell and instead buy silver. Okay. This means I got to go check out the silver chart. And before I leave this chart, this is the XPL chart. And again, it's a crypto project that's involved with stablecoin infrastructure. Backed by Tether. It's not going for the fundamental things. It's got a pretty interesting revenue model about it later on the show. If you want, I'll dig into that. I don't feel like buying crypto very often. It's kind of enticing, but we got to get into this. We got to get into what silver's chart actually looks like today, because I know I've been hearing from gold bugs. I've been hearing from the silver bugs that silver has just been crushing it. So let's go. I know it hit like $40 around there, and a very old school number, right? Let's reload this. It's gonna be hard to get. Look, silver is hard to get. Let's go. And this is per ounce, $46. Good googly moogly. Hold on, silver holders out there, got to give you Got to get you. This is indeed what Bitcoin maxis wished the Bitcoin chart looked like. Absolutely. Absolutely. So this is wild. Silver, one of the more suppressed items, especially in precious metals out there. Wow. Absolutely crazy. Oh my God. This is, it's a very much so a turbulence point, but silver's probably got more room. I hate to say that. This is some serious escape velocity. These are on weekly candles, and that is some serious escape velocity right now. It's like, I don't want to use or compare rounds, but it's like an Bitcoin's the 40, and this is a 223 just coming hot out of the barrel here. So that's absolutely wild. That's absolutely wild. You know who I got to hit up about this? Not my pops, obviously, but then BJ. BJ has always been about that moment where silver finds its vengeance, and you got to give it to him. This is on the monthly time frame. Silver is getting that vengeance. Goes back all the way to like 2011, right? 2011, you had the spike after the great financial crisis. And then it just went back down into the doldrums. Now it's starting to reclaim. But here's the crazy part, the silver squeeze of the 80s, right? A couple people went to jail acting like they were manipulating the silver market particularly. And I think JP Morgan, I don't want to be accused of anything, but that's someone or an organization I'd be looking at as a potential reason why the graph was so insanely muted for all of that time. Man, absolutely looking really, really good. Commodities, hedges against false in economic data, looking pretty reasonable. Now, Vanguard exploring and to allow crypto access for clients after being strongly advised against it. This doesn't make me it like this type of news would have been like, banks are adopting us. Now it's like, yeah, banks are enslaving stable coins and your memes mean nothing. That's what it's, and so memes have their insular moments where they start to explode and then random projects really start to run. But the grander crypto adoption, the super cycle is happening currently in stable coins. That is where I think some of the psyop of what the hell is going on in crypto really lies in, is people are confused because they can feel and they know that the money is flowing in. They feel and they know that they're like winning in their position in the right spot, but the money is just kind of flowing through stable coins. And that's why that project I showed, makes a little bit of sense just in the environment we're at right now. This is also very, very interesting metric here. The Dow Jones to gold ratio is set up to cross a level only seen 4 times in history, during the beginnings of the Great Depression, the Great Financial Crisis, 2007, 2008, and then 1973, pulling off the gold standard, heading into absolute chaos. Heading into absolute chaos. Oh no! What did you do on Aster? Matt's over here. He's mentioning some chaos going on the Rita. He was longing Aster. I have that MYX long open still. I wonder if Matt kept this one open. Jeez Louise, dude. Jeez Louise. $2.09. Aster just went back up to 212. I mean, the rest of the market's just getting beat up. Aster's like, oh, correction. That's fun. I'm on a trend line up and to the right. That's great. So it fell to like $1.70. And now it's at $2.10. I mean, there's money being made. There's money being made. And that's why I feel good. I came in and I'm just like, you know what? Things are a little nuts right now. I'm just going to go long on something that looks like money laundering, and keep a stop loss. That's how the vibe was. It's gone well. Now I got the scariest chart in crypto here, and I got to show you guys. Scariest chart in crypto. It may just leave you trembling, folks. Here it is. This is why birth rate is falling, and it's online interactions. Dweebs online not meeting gals through friends or through work or through bars or grade school or smoking cigarettes out back. This is why. Okay. This is the online meetings of spouses must come to an end. Don't shit on Aster. I'm gonna fight you. I'm covered the chart going up, and admittedly, we long these ridiculous projects. It's not necessarily ridiculous. Like Dex perps are not ridiculous, but there are shiny new objects. While the rest of crypto Twitter, the best post I saw from crypto Twitter was from a pulse chain person, and God bless him. This is the post. This is the vibe. Crypto's on fire. Pulse chain people on the bottom. You guys want to buy some pulse? Anybody want to buy some pulse? As the charts and the rest of the crypto ecosystem looks like an absolute dumpster fire right now. You gotta love the hustler. You gotta love the hustle, right? Good God, this MYX thing is going nuts. I think I gotta close this. It's 400%. What did the poll say? Oh my God, this thing's going nuts right now. Let's see. I'll close this. No, 55% no. Woo. I mean, that was at that time, ladies and germs. God dang, what is going on here? Hold on, we gotta kind of look at this. We gotta kind of look at this. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Please. Okay. So that looks pretty peaky. Old school turbulence, reasonable clip zone. And I'm yapping, you know. I want to get caught losing profits because I'm yapping. All right, there we go. All right, I closed that long. All right, back to the business. Just a tiny little long. You know, I'm batting down the hatches. The market rolls over. I feel like buying spot. So I've got some tether out, buying spot. But that actually went with the dust I left behind. Shit, like 400%. That might turn into an account on and of its own. Unbelievable. All right, let's get back to the news. The chart's going to be it's going to be pulling my attention now. All right, so I don't even feel like, should we go look at the pulse chart? Because they launched this bridge, they were releasing something that was said to be systemically important for Pulse's success. So maybe let's go see how they did. Let's see here. Okay. It's all gone wrong. Oh, not great. Not great. And they say that this is the chart that represents the actual health of the ecosystem more than anything else. It gets very ugly, it gets very, very sad to see people that are maximalists about a very small, once in a long time ago project that are sitting here preaching about the amazing upside in Pulse, and they're missing out on things like XPL or Aster, or all of the random things that are coming out that actually are finding revenue paths and that are punching out really nice gains, right? Unbelievable. God, that I feel bad. I earnestly feel bad. Like, I know I joke and I deport them and it's funny and I'm like, ha ha ha. But it's still like, it's someone out there trying to change their life with crypto, and it makes me sad. It makes me sad. All right, let's go look at crypto face here. God, that MYX chart is still pumping. I hate everything about crypto. All right, for someone that's so straight shooting as into cryptoverse Benjamin Cowan, who has a whole lot of pencil neck haters. My lord, this guy posting honest TA, and usually he's just talking about Bitcoin dominance being strong, Ethereum getting ahead of itself, also getting ahead of itself, and crypto Twitter loses their mind. He posts honest TA thoughts, and it's his own thoughts. If they're ever bearish, he gets violent attacks on it. I think violent attacks is a little much. People's aggravation. They're hearing they're not hearing what they want to hear, right? When they get a Benjamin Cowan take of, hey guys, calm down, market's a little bit overheated, you need to sit down a bit, and people just can't stand it, right? They just get shocked and can't imagine being told to calm down. We're in a bull market. Bull markets have 30% corrections all the time, right? We see the chat, everything is pumping, everything's going nuts, and we're coming back. This is the pump, guys. We are up like what? What is this? Like 1%? So we are not in confirmed juicy bowl territory right now. In fact, we are at a reclaim it to earn it type situation for Bitcoin. Do I think it's going to reclaim the bull market structure and continue on up? Yes, I do. But I acknowledge what's happened, right? I acknowledge the weekly's got a downward, angle on money flow. We're having to swoop down here, prove this as support, and there will be chop. If we just jackknife back to the upside, that'd be great for my emotions, but that's not how things work usually. And to be shaken out by, people giving you an honest idea of what they feel in their heart of hearts, their TA work is going to come. Just because it's not what you want to hear doesn't mean it's not something that you shouldn't hear, right? I think varying opinions matter very, very greatly in the crypto markets. Now, Aster's perpetual DEX volume, it hit $100 billion literally before this went live. It's probably going absolutely ballistic. I've seen a very, very big influx of people using that to trade with. And, I'm liking trading on LBank. I'm liking trading on Blowfin. But I'm interested in maybe farming some potential airdrop tokens by putting in some trades on there. It does entice me, right? So, with that being said, I'm going to be trading, but I'm not going to be treating it as anywhere where I'm leaving my crypto. Everywhere that I'm leaving my crypto for the long haul is on a cold storage, Arculus cold storage device, right? Because there's a lot of things that can go wrong with exchanges. We've learned our lesson from Terra Luna, hopefully from FTX, from all of those different collapses over the course that caused us to fall into this long bear market that we just are digging ourselves out of. The lessons were learned. I'm taking them forward. I know things are good right now. Just be careful out there. It's also been posted that Justin Sun holds 64% of the Tron supply. In a yester realm, I would have said, "Oh, it's scary." Honestly, like the amount of projects I see that actually have successful price action that are held by a centralized authority, eventually they do rug, but it gives them longevity, better longevity than just a flat out open network of rugging ability. Learning your lesson on Voyager, that was another one. Yeah, let's see in 4 weeks how the Aster volume is doing. Absolutely. Because you want to see, I mean, it's coming out of the gates well, and it's coming out of the gates swinging, but you got to make sure that the revenue models are sound. Now, there's something crazy happening on this Hypervolt. So it came out, Hypervolt rugged their users. Suspicions were right. Hypervolt just deleted all social media accounts. Twitter was gone. Discord gone too. People are looking for some lost gains here. And then it comes out the guy in the image, Nick Olson from Sweden, the founder of Hypervolt. Today, it's being alleged that he had stolen $6.3 million worth of different crypto assets from investors. Hypervolt smart contracts are empty. Many, many people are affected. How do I know the guy in the photo is really the bad actor? Multiple people, including the hype economist, who had a call with him before putting their money into vaults, confirmed this. Here's his profile, Ox Nick with a Y. Very brutal. Very, very brutal. Very cutthroat, right? And the attacks are worse, right? Like the attacks going down today are just like an Arculus admin of themselves. Sophisticated phishing attack going down, targeting crypto influencers on X. It bypasses two-factor authentication, exploiting X app authorization systems. If you already have authorization built in with X, it utilizes those same authorizations to go past your 2FA. Attackers use a fake Google Calendar link that is a malicious app, requesting an account access. Do not click. This is just some safety conversation right now. I know I have many of these. I love how simple these are. Arculus cold storage device. It's nice for me to show loved ones or people that I want to get involved with cold custody how to use a crypto device, a cold storage device, without it feeling like a science project to them. So if you want to get one for someone that is looking to onboard into crypto, use code DC20. We have a link in the description for that. And all of everyone out there that's watching that does shows or is in crypto Twitter, be very, very mindful to not click any of these links. Okay, please do not. Now, Graphane was a story from Isaac's come up, right? Graphane did not go well. Okay, it was an AI agent hype, and Isaac, he felt a little bit giddy about this AI agent. There's no lie. Felt a little giddy about the AI agent. He got in like right. He thought he was buying the dip, but the dip dipped, and then the dip of the dip dipped, and then it dipped all the way down into the netherrealm. Okay, this thing went wrong. This thing went very, very badly. What happened with this? Why did this occur? Actually, I just stumbled across some information that might lead us down the right path of why this happened. Graphane AI lost $3 million to phishing in 24 hours after raising 3.2 million over 7 months. The team fell for basic social engineering, misconfigured layer 0 bridge that let attackers mint 5 billion tokens, 91% held by one wallet. Binance Alpha listed it anyways. Thanks, Binance, for that one. And AI agents, in AI XBT's words, are a security theater with tokens attached. Okay. That's horrible. Arkham looks the same. Yeah. The whole Arkham thing never made any sense to me. The Arkham thing, because I was able to use Arkham intelligence without the token. So if I'm able to go in and out, and if I'm able to go in and out without buying the token, like I'm not, let's go look. I mean, you know what? I'm a man of my people. I'm a man of the people. It'll last well beyond this bear market to come. Oh my God. Here we go. Where's the chart at, Drew?
It's in hell.
It's in hell. Okay. Peter Thiel backed it, but you can get into the front door for free. So there is that. You know, it's something that, like, people come to me and they'll be like, bull post about it or be like awesome about it. It's like, what do you mean? Like, and you know what? It's an emotionally connected thing. I get it. Second guessing ourselves, making sure we make ourselves better as a community every day. I think that we'll end up as a much stronger group in crypto when the market rolls back down, right? Graphane, or rolls back down later. Graphane's down, Kita up. That is very interesting to see. Kita is coming back. Very, very interesting. And then let's look at Quant. We got some people trying to bull post Quant. Is there hope? So I saw there's like a UK finance initiative. So Quant had a little bit of an increase. This guy says it's a sharp increase. It was a tiny increase in trading volume in open interest following selection to develop payments infrastructure for UK's tokenized sterling deposits, the GBTD project. UK finance initiative involving major banks like Lloyds and HSBC underscores Quant's expanding role in institutional blah, 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 blah. So we get a little bit of hopium out of Quant. And you know what? It's been a long time coming, and I've been keeping my ears to the ground, to the grindstone in terms of Quant news, just to give the holders some outlook of an escape pump in the future, right? So let's go look at if this did anything for price, right? Because we've got the news, the hope signal, right? So is there hope in the chart? Ah, no. Okay. It's just continuing down. I mean, this is pain. This is pain. And this is a major red flag. You know, bullish news coming out, and then just, that's not a great sign. Apparently, it's being talked about. Kita was dumped by 2 particular whales, potentially. That would be interesting to know. If those whales are out of the way, you know, if those whales are out of the way, you might have something, right? If those whales are out of the way, that's what I would say. You might have something on Kita. And I'll see like development or developer bags that are 60%, 70%. Those don't bother me so much. It's the bunch of dorks in the field that's just waiting to cheat on each other with those bags that worry me, right? When I see token allocation. Now, this is interesting. TerraWolf, it's also moving in to the AI focused data center play with Google. So TerraWolf is expanding this. We see CBDCs on the tip of the tongue of the UK tokenized sterling deposit program, right? Sounds like an interesting way to put it. We also have this. Microsoft terminates Israeli military access to technology, uncovering mass surveillance of citizens, violating terms. Fast forward to this. Now UK Starmer announcing mandatory digital identification for the right to work in the United Kingdom. Then you look a little bit further. China, kids need digital ID tied to facial recognition systems and the CBDC just to enter school and buy lunch. This is dystopia waiting if we let digital IDs roll out in the West. Digital IDs are moving at a very, very fast pace. They're moving under the guise of climate initiatives, of, they'll roll out 100 different reasons why they need these digital IDs, but I implore you to dissent. Digital identification, digital CBDC connected to it is not a situation that in my heart of hearts, I don't feel like the government can possibly treat you well with control of those systems in their hands. I just don't see it happening. Maybe I'm being too pessimistic. But if a government, in the entire job of a government is to control capital and conversational flow, also military dominance, and your communication and dollar being connected to each other, basically makes it it's a honeypot. It's a honeypot of control that I just cannot see them possibly saying no to, which really has me worried about how asleep everyone seems to be at the wheel. We have all of these distractions going on, and in the background, they're rolling out CBDCs in the UK, in China. It's going to take hold across the European Union at this rate in a very, very short amount of time. So that being said, I do in VZ Fat Cat.
You are banned.
I was letting it slide. But that one, you're going in there. The world is looking rough, Mr. B33, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. It is the ability to self-custody Bitcoin and opt out of the banking system. The dollar that we spend, they always say, put your money where your mouth is. Well, our money is the loudest vote we can make on the planet Earth. Capital flight is something that is the big fear of the banks. It's why the banks want to obscure the outlook of Bitcoin, make it very questionable. Can you hold it? Can you not hold it? Here's your CBDC instead. Come in where the water's fine. That's what governments are saying right now. We have the ultimate power because we have God, we have Christ, we have Bitcoin, we have Second Amendment here in America, and we still largely have the First Amendment. Exercise those rights. I love and appreciate every single one of you out there in the arena, in the blockchain basement. Stay based. The world is going to get rough. We're going to make good upside in crypto, but you got to protect those profits. Be prepared. I'll see you guys.
We just wanted to take a quick second to shout out our sponsor, Arculus. They are a cold storage hardware wallet, helps you secure all of your digital assets for the future. Just tap this thing to the back of your phone and boom, you're in. We wouldn't be able to do this without them, but also wouldn't be able to do this without you guys, the Disco fam. You've supported us a lot over the years. If you want to support the channel now, just use the code DC20. It gets you 20% off this card. It's the #1 way you can support this channel going forward. Thank you for your support. We'll see you at the top.